I went into organic growing is I'd been brought up in the 60s and the 70s with which was basically organic growing. Then I guess that was when primary industries generally started to move into a strong conventional style. I'd left the industry for probably some 15 to 20 years, but when I came back in the early 90s I decided to have a crack at it organically. I'd read a lot about it, and it was the way I was brought up with my grandfather and my father, how they used to farm. Can I produce a similar quality crop? There's no doubt about that at all. I mean, there's good organic growers, there's not so good organic growers, there's good conventional growers, not so good at conventional growers. Organics stands there right up beside the conventional, but of course you have that added advantage of flavour, and it's quite usually the case it's of a high nutritional value. Well, they wouldn't only be what my personal achievements have been both outside and within the BFA, they'd be what we've achieved for industry by working for industry, and that's probably what the BFA does most. I guess the main one would be reality, commercial focus. I mean, we had to bring that to the organic industry if we wanted to move forward, for want of a better saying, and keep up with the times. I mean, the organic industry is no longer cottage-based or mainly farmers markets orientated. Also, another great achievement has been the moving into supermarkets. Some people are a little hesitant about this, but this has given the whole an entire organic industry great exposure. And of course, if you want to grow your market and your client base, well, you've got to have that exposure to sales, and supermarkets have certainly put us right up the front. So what advice could I give to someone going into organics? Well, there's two aspects to look at there. Of course, the overall part of the business is that you've got to identify, is there a niche or is there an area where you can market your produce? So there's no use growing produce or producing or processing something that isn't going to have a place in the market. That's the fastest way to go broke. So when you've identified what the market requires or where you can place whatever you wish to produce, you then go back and look at how you can produce that. And of course the great recipe is you need pretty good soils, good water, and it's not simple, but it's a process that can be achieved. Organic wholesalers were here pretty well right from the start. I mean, the organic industry, as I said earlier, commenced on mainly a cottage industry and going to local markets, but it wasn't long before wholesalers recognised that there was a dollar to be made getting back to commercial reality and marketing and on selling organic produce. I think they've been probably around since the early 90s, possibly even before that, and we cannot overlook at any time the great asset that the wholesalers have been to the growth of the organic industry. They are most professional. Well, the certification programs that are available for growers. Well, there's one main one within Australia, and of course that's the Australian Export Standard, which is administered by AQUIS, but that only takes you into Europe. BFA, through its subsidiary ACO, has recognised the fact that this is an expanding market, and I always maintain the more product we can get offshore stops the glut hop happening onshore and helps develop the market. So that's what's given this rapid growth. I mean, you only have to look at our organic market report to see the huge growth that BFA has been tracking now. This will be for the 6th year when this market report comes out. We offer other certifications, like it'll take you into America, Canada, Japan, Korea and many other countries around the world.